Hey guys, so we're very up close and personal here because I'm working on the N and I wanted to go over some do's and don'ts. I want you guys to holler out yes or no. So what I'm doing is showing you an example of something to do. You say yes, or don't do, you say no, okay? So it's kind of like a game or a trivia game. So I'll start with this. No, absolutely not. Do not have my hand in an area that the blade is cutting towards, okay? Hand should be behind the blade edge. Okay, let's do another one. No, that was a no because I was gouging down into the material, like more than halfway of the thickness. I should never be going deeper than half of the thickness. Okay, let's do another one. Yes, that was a nice, slow gliding. I'm not pressing hard. You should never have to press hard in this material. This is a very soft, flexible material. You should be working very gentle and slow. Okay. Here's another. Am I doing right or wrong? I'm going to say that was a yes, because what I was doing was starting from the center of my material and working out in all my directions. So here's an example of working from the edge in. This is a no. I'm doing N for no. We should always be working from the center of our design out, off the edge. Yes. Am I working slowly? Am I working towards the edge of my plate? This is a printing plate. Let's do this way. Yes. I think this is a yes. Let's change tools. Lefty loosey, grabbing it with my, the pad of my fingertip is grabbing the part of the blade that's not super sharp. I'm gonna change over and if I can get this little guy in there. Okay, now righty-tighty. So I'm turning this to the right. If it was a clock, I would be going clockwise, the direction that the clock goes around. Now here is my next step. What do you guys think? No. What I am saying no about right now is that I have all these blades out. That's dangerous. It's not good practice. Good practice is when we're being safe and we're making good choices. So I'm going to make sure I put these little tools back in their case and tighten the back righty-tighty in the direction that a clock goes. Okay, so now let's do this. No! What was no about that? Here, I'll show you a yes. Get a yogurt jar or a little cup of some sort and keep all your little shavings off off the floor and out of your workspace. When you get a little pile, take the moment, just takes a second to get it in the jar, get it out of your way and off your work surface. A clean work surface is a safe work surface. And a dull blade is a dangerous blade. If your blade is not gliding through your material softly and smoothly, we need to stop and have a talk, because that means I need to check your tool and see if it's too dull. There was one in here that looked a little rusty. So if you have an older tool and that sharp edge, you can see right here, there is kind of like a difference in shininess on this very lower edge right here. There's like, this part is brushed, and then there's this little tiny edge where it's like a different color. Can you see that on camera? That little edge that's a different color slightly is where it gets really sharp and tapered towards the end. So if that part has any rust on it, it might be a little more dull. Then any discoloration that you find up in here isn't really going to affect your cutting tip. Or on something like this, if you saw any rust down here on your cutting blade edge, there again is the difference in color at the very, very tip. There is like a beveled edge on the blade. That means it goes at an angle. Okay, so if any of those are not sharp, we need to trade out some blades for you. And I'll do one more and then we'll be ready to get going. All right. No, this one is a trick question because we've already done this one, but moving in towards the center of our plate is wrong. We want to be moving out and away towards the edge of our plate. Okay. If you get stuck down in there and you feel like, oh, whoa, it's gouging my, I don't want to do that. What do you do? Yes. All I did was change the angle. I went down flat towards the table. It's going to not dig down as deep. It's going to shave off. Okay. So the two things you can do there are change the angle of your tool, flatten it out towards the table more, and slow down. Okay. So hand is behind the cutting blade. I'm moving slowly and I'm not digging too hard. This should kind of be like cutting into a Twizzler or biting with your teeth into a Twizzler. That's about the thickness or the hardness, I guess I should say. Now we've got all these little flapper edges, so I can turn and maybe take off a little beveled edge, like an angle off the edge to clean that up where I can pick at it. And you'll notice that up close here, a good cut leaves a smooth line. If you're moving too quickly, you see these little flapping edges, you can tear your material. And that is what we do not want. So make sure you're moving slowly and gently. Okay, I'm gonna try and clean that edge up. And there we go. Okay. We are not stabbing our materials. We are not using our tools in an unsafe manner. If that happens, there are consequences. So I'm saying do not do that, please. I'm trusting you with these sharp materials and I will not see these all over the floor. Okay. Good job, guys. Thank you.